What were some actionable things that you did to attract the right tribe?
We hear all the time, surround yourself with the right people. But we don't necessarily hear, how do we do that? How do we surround ourselves with the right people? What I've discovered is putting yourself out there, putting yourself in those spaces to find the people that are doing things that are inspirational, people that I look up to, getting uncomfortable and showing up to these places for yourself because you want to learn, you want to elevate, you want to have connection. And that means getting out of your comfort zone and having those conversations and approaching people.
Welcome to Real Estate Talk with Tanya Flores. Today I am very excited because we have Maria Figueroa, who is a team leader and a top agent at Realty of America. I'm so grateful to have you here, Maria. And I'm grateful that you didn't go do something else because you could have started a restaurant.
Thank you for having me, number one. Thank you so much. It's a pleasure to be here. But let me tell you, my journey into real estate has been amazing. Number one, totally unexpected. The interesting thing is that, I feel like real estate found me, right? It found me when I needed it, right? But I was not prepared for everything else that came along with that. My expectations of what real estate was going to be is not what it is.
So what did you think real estate was going to be?
I didn't. it was a decision that I made on a whim. It was a backup plan. Right? It was a backup plan. It was just in case job or, the entry into real estate was fairly quick and easy. And I thought, okay, I have this as a backup. We'll see what happens. And that's where it all started. It was a backup plan. I was not prepared for it. I didn't even know anybody in real estate at the time. But yeah, so I really do feel like the business found me, the industry found me. And when I did start real estate, I also had my corporate job. So I had my 9-to-5s. I had the steady paycheck, the consistent paycheck. But, again, real estate was a backup plan. I later realized that it's you actually have to put in some work, right? You have to get out there to really grow your business. You have to get out there. You have to do the work. But I juggled both for a few years. For about maybe 3 years, I juggled both my corporate job in real estate and ultimately, went full time.
That's amazing. So I am laughing with you because I remember when I left banking, I'm like, I'm going to be a realtor again, right? Mm-hmm. It was my second go at it. And they were laughing at me because you're leaving your 9-to-5 so you can have more flexible time, because that's the perception, you guys, that you have more flexibility, which you do. If you don't want to build a business, you don't want to really grow it financially, then you can have as much flexible time, because I want to spend more time with my daughters. They were little at the time. So definitely, if you want to grow something in the beginning couple of years, would you say you have to work at it in order for it to work for you?
Oh, 100%. And you're right. Initially, it's flexible. That's a great thing about this industry, that you get as much or as little as you put into it. But, there's a lot of things they don't teach you in real estate school, right? About running a real estate business. But, those are things that you have to learn. And then sometimes you learn them the hard way, right? You learn these things the hard way. But yes, I went from having a systems structure, that consistent paycheck, to complete freedom. And with that came complete responsibility, that now I had to set my own schedule, my own structure. I had to be now my own boss, my own motivator, my own manager. And that took some mindset shift to get through that.
What was the biggest mindset shift that you had?
I think for me, it was the realization that nobody was going to come and tell me what to do, what time to get up, what time to show up, right? That I had to take the initiative to get out, to hit the pavement, to do the door knocking, to make the phone calls, right? It was going to be up to me to make those decisions.
I love that. And I see you work tirelessly. I mean, you get up early at at 5 a.m., you're at the gym, you are focused on serving your clients, and you do it at such a high level. I think when we get into the business, at least when I got into the business, I remember interviewing after I passed my test, and they would show me these big commission checks, right? You think you're going to make a whole ton of money, which there is unlimited income opportunity, right? Do get excited about that. Yet there's a skill set that you need to be a very successful agent. What skills did you come into the business with, and which ones have you learned to grow in?
Oh, there's so many that I had to learn to grow into, but I definitely brought structure. That, is definitely a big plus when I started the business. The structure, I had some systems, right? But I had to develop new systems, cater to this new industry. Let's see, what else? My background in corporate was also customer service, right? That was part of my background in finances and, working directly with clients. So communication was so important. So that's definitely another skill that I was able to bring into this industry. The ability to communicate well and listen well to our clients.
Yeah, it's all about listening, really. I mean, and to be able to relay when you have those moments when not everything is perfect, right? People think, right, it's going to be a perfect transaction, right? There's so much that happens behind the scenes. There's some that are really super smooth, and there's some where we really have to work really hard on the back end to make sure we get our clients to the finish line. So that's beautiful that you came with those skills, that communication, that way of conveying things in a professional manner. You're really great at that. What is one skill that you have learned in real estate and that you can think of a personal client which it was very helpful and valuable to get this client to the finish line?
Definitely communication, right? And staying in touch with all the parties involved in a transaction. Right. But I think all of that really comes together from the relationships, right? The relationships that you have, not only with your immediate client, but all the individuals involved in a transaction, right? Making sure that everybody's on the same page, that everybody's working collectively for the same goal, which is, getting our clients to the finish line to ensure that we're helping them fulfill their goals.
That's really key. I actually had Salvador Cicero. We were talking about, he's a real estate attorney, and we were reiterating that, and he was reiterating that communication is so important, because you have to ask your clients and say, do you want to sell the house? Because you get so caught up in the problem, like, no, I don't want to give that $1,000 credit, or I don't want to give them that refrigerator. And so the role that you have too as a real estate agent is so important. And number one, keeping your composure, right? Emotional regulation is so underrated.
Yes.
Right?
Oh, yes. So it really is. But so here's the thing. Your clients are depending on you, right? The professional, they're relying on you. And we really wear so many hats in this industry. We can go from, a real estate advisor one moment, and the next moment we are therapists. The next moment we are, maybe doing a little babysitting, right? Literally carrying the babies while our clients are looking around the home. We really do. And so they rely on us. So we have to set that tone, right? And we're humans and things happen, but they're going to rely on us, primarily their realtor. And that's the one thing I pride on, is being available for my clients, keeping our word. That is everything to me. If we say, we're going to do something, we have to do it, right? And life happens and things happen, but okay, communicate again that maybe there's going to be a little bit of a delay, or, something else came up, but communication is everything, right? Just keeping your word. And it could be something so simple as, hey, I will call you tomorrow at noon. Call at noon, right? If you're going to be delayed, again, things happen, life happens, communicate that. But that's so, so important. I feel like that gets you so far, right? Because people know they can trust you, right? It creates trust. And it really goes a long way.
That's so beautiful that you have that. I think that's a 1% characteristic that some of us develop it at home, some of us develop it at work, some of us develop it as an adult. I was talking to someone that had ROTC training, and we're talking about being on time, right? Even being on time. And I really like what he said, which really reinforces the point that you're saying, was if you're late and you set the trend that you're late, coming from someone that used to be late time, like all the time, so much disrespect. He's like, people are going to count you out. And your time is not more valuable than other people's time. So definitely in real estate, we learn and have the gift of seeing certain skills, certain things like keeping your word, like being on time, which are small skill sets that will grow your business or hinder it from growing if you don't work on these things, because you'll see that, okay, that's not acceptable. Now, you've had the gift of being surrounded by great people, because we learn from mentors, right? The people we're surrounded with, they say, who do you hang around with? That's who you're going to be, right? How have you found great mentors to help you grow as a person and in your business?
So I have been very blessed in that area to be surrounded by so many incredible people, even in corporate. In the corporate world, I had some incredible managers that would help me and support me. And in real estate, it really comes down to you, right? What do you want for yourself? What do you want for your business?
Your vibe attracts your tribe. Now, people watching are probably thinking, it's easy for you, Maria, to find mentors, right? But they probably want to know, what were some actionable things that you did to attract the right tribe?
So we hear all the time, right? Surround yourself with the right people. But we don't necessarily hear, how do we do that? How do we surround ourselves with the right people? So what I've discovered is, putting yourself out there, getting out there. Again, we talked about that a little bit, is your energy attracts, your surroundings, your people. But I find it so important. That's how I feel like attracted, right? The people that are uplifting me and supporting me is by, number one, doing the same for others, but also putting myself in those spaces, right? To find the people. Right? The people that are doing things that are inspirational, people that I look up to, right? Getting uncomfortable, right? And showing up to these places for yourself. I mean, that's really what you're doing. You're showing up for yourself because you want to learn. You want to elevate. You want to have those connections. And that means getting out of your comfort zone and having those conversations and approaching people.
Great advice. Get in the spaces, get uncomfortable, approach people. I mean, I know you've gotten uncomfortable getting up at 5 a.m. You're part of a club. Yes. So early riser for sure is one of those keys to success, I would say.
It's so funny because I felt like I was the last person that would say, oh, early bird gets the worm, right? I would rather stay up late any day of the week. And I did many days, midnight, 1 a.m. That was my time. That's when I was sending messages and scheduling my week or my next day or sending emails. And I was productive. Well, now I do get up at 5 a.m. I have my accountability club. And we help to, again, show up for one another. And that's also another way to find, right, the right people, is being part of these things, being part of the accountability groups, the masterminds, the community. That's how you're going to find, right, your tribe also. But yes, up at 5 a.m., I do think that you can be productive, at 5 a.m. or at midnight, whatever works for you. Right now, 5 a.m. is working for me. So
awesome. I'm so happy to hear that. Yeah. Now, there is obviously a big and huge opportunity in real estate. We have the opportunity to impact lives, right, to see people have their first experience of owning a home, to be able to do it for them, for their loved ones, for their pets. There is likely someone there, it's probably you. Yeah. You have that real estate license and you're like, I wanted to do real estate, but I don't even know where to start, right? Or you've been thinking about taking the test and actually getting licensed. Well, Maria, I know you have some advice for them.
Just do it. Just start. It doesn't matter where. Just start, make that phone call that agent that you're watching on social media, send them a message and just ask them questions. There's an amazing agent that we have now. And I remember a couple of years ago, she sent me a message and was asking me about real estate. And she says, I'm watching you. I would love to, also get into real estate. Gave her some tips. And she is now one of our top producers. This was maybe like 2 years ago. So she took her test and she's doing amazing. And I'm so, so proud of her. But it's just really, just do it. Just take the leap and make that phone call. Study. That's absolutely important. And just go for it.
That's great advice. You really never know how far it could take you. You could be not only top, like the best of the best, and the experiences and the people you'll meet by getting your license and getting into real estate. So we definitely encourage you to share this episode too with your friend. That friend that's been talking about, I want to get into real estate. Okay, share it with them. Oh, Maria, it's so beautiful to be here with you.
Thank you.
You've grown so much, not only in real estate, also as an individual.
Yes.
And that started because you were on a journey to discovering yourself and what you're capable of. You have grown so much in real estate, and you've grown in your career. You've also grown as a person, and it's been such a beautiful journey. What has that been like?
It's been amazing, Tanya. This is why I love this industry so much. It really has taken me on a journey of self-discovery. I've learned so much about myself as a person. I'm so resilient. We know, this business, the work, we have to be resilient. We have to push through. We have to accept failure, right? We have to push ourselves out of that comfort zone that sometimes we are just so used to, and a space that we're so comfortable in. That's a little scary to get out of, but I've learned so much, and a lot of it from just the personal experiences that I have with, whether it's transactions or just from meeting people that expand your vision. It makes you see things just from a different lens, right? It makes you see different perspectives in life, in business, and the opportunities that we have as people, endless.
What is something that you've seen that you didn't see before and that you knew you had as a gift all along?
That we can do whatever the heck we want to do. We are so capable. We stop ourselves, right? We get in our own way. That to me was mind-blowing. We could really do whatever we set our minds to.
I really am feeling that.
Oh, I'm so passionate about that. Yes.
When did you realize that? I mean, I know sometimes it's like a little bit of points and different points where it comes, but it sounds like there was a moment where it really woke up for you.
Yeah, I don't know if there was a specific moment, but I think just throughout, just the different journeys, the different experiences, I've just learned so much in this business as an entrepreneur and business owner. So I can't really put my finger on one thing. It's just been a bunch of things, and really just overcoming failures, learning from those failures. That's, something that I really set myself out to do when I do have those moments that maybe didn't go as planned or as expected. Is, okay, well, why did this happen? What can I learn from this situation? And I've also learned not to stay in those negative spaces for too long, right? Yes, figure out what happened, what went wrong, learn from it, and then keep moving on, right? I say if you cannot control it, you can't change it, then you let go.
That's the best advice, letting go. That's a gift. And our journeys definitely do take us there. For myself, Maria, one of the biggest journey, it's been full circle of experiences of quote unquote failures. Some of them caused by my own because we make actions, right? But others, it's also a journey, whether you're religious or not, right? God pulls you back in to surrender and to trust that God was there before. He's going to be there now, and he's going to be there tomorrow through whatever it is. And if you just trust it and trust yourself, then there really is no limit to what you're capable of creating.
Oh, 100%. 100%. And, I think it's also important to realize that we are all on our own individual journeys. And, whatever that means for you. For some of us, I recently went to NAREP in San Diego, the National Conference. Amazing conference, so inspirational. And one of the highlights for me was seeing Nelly Galan on stage. And she had a session where she talked about, all the changes, right? And sometimes, we get in our head about where we are in life. But, I felt like she was talking to me the whole time. But one of the things that she said was that she realized that she was on her round 2, right? And that for me was like, me too.
Round 2. Explain this. I'm feeling like I'm on a round 2. What is a round 2?
It's just life evolving, right? We all go through things and in phases. And I'm at that point where it's like, look, this is a new world, and again, discovering so many different things. And I'm on my round 2.
Ooh, so, round 2.
So it really was a great session.
That's beautiful. Yeah. Thank you for sharing that with us.
Absolutely.
They say in life that we are entrusted with one person to take care of, right? And that one person is ourselves. Sometimes we forget that, right? So I want you to imagine that you are mothering that younger version of yourself, and you are giving her advice. What would you tell her?
I would say to be all you can be, that the sky is the limit. Go for it. Try everything. I mean, that's the only way you're going to find out who you are, what you like, right? Try everything, get out there, have experiences, and just live. Yeah, be in the moment.
Oh, that was so good. Oh my God, thank you, Maria.
Thank you.
I am definitely inspired to vivir el momento.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
We are so blessed.
Yes.
We're so blessed that you're here. We're blessed that you're here.
Thank you.
Make sure you, of course, like and subscribe, because that's how we're going to grow and extend this beautiful message out to more people and connect with Maria.
Oh, thank you.
We're here to help you with anything that you need, and wishing you a beautiful moment where you are living in the present and you're being absolutely everything that you can be.